by the way, for Jake Cody is because he does often pull up that hood on the hoodie, and exactly what he looks like, the Grim Reaper. But he does take out a lot of players, too. Deuce 5-9. After Cody raised 25,000, Hansen called.
35,000 is the bid.
Now Gus comes out with 35,000.
It ends up being very important early in a match how you react to these leads. And Gus has so far reacted very aggressively to leads, and Cody has not.
And Gus, a terrific game player, is not only playing for now, but he's playing for future.
Exactly.
Trying to really set a tone.
Yeah, it's very important in heads-up play, much more than in six-handed or nine-handed play, to set a tone. And if you lead the first 4 flops, you know, they have to know that you're light, but at the same time, they have to think, well, he knows I'm about to fight back, so I can't.
But first impressions are so strong as well. They seem to be indelible almost in the mind of what you do in the first 10 or 15 minutes might stay with that opponent forever.
Absolutely.
Hansen, the big bet, 83,000. After the 7 of diamonds fell on the turn.
Still could have, you know, pretty much anything. You could see him betting kind of for value with something as light as a 5.
What does the call from Cody tell you?
Well, at this point, he's got to either have turned a pretty big draw or have a pair himself, 5, 7, potentially 9. And now that the 1 card straight is there, it should make for some interesting action.
Is the 6 in play anywhere with these hands, do you think?
Yeah, each of them could very easily have a 6. If you're Gus and you have King 9, it's a very tough spot because you likely have the best hand, but do you really expect to be called by worse? You can very often get raised.
Do you get anything physically from Gus when you're playing him, or can you see anything now in the early stages of this match?
He seems. I mean, I should say that I'm not much of an expert on that. I think that he seems very relaxed, but I think he probably always seems pretty relaxed. I think he's comfortable in this format.
Because you play with him almost exclusively online,
yeah.
So you're not seeing any physical tells. 202,000 from Gus Hansen.
Very big bet, and I think with most players, this would indicate either like a set or a straight or nothing, but with Gus, he's capable of having a 2-pair hand here, even like a weak 2-pair hand going for thin value.
Jake Cody trying to figure out one of the best players in the game.
And even though we've seen Gus start out with what seems like a passive limping strategy, he's been aggressive post-flop at every opportunity.
Cody cutting out the chips in case he does want to carry on with his hand.
Early in a match, you're always very curious to see what he was leading the flop with, to see if he's bluffing the river against you in a big pot.
Well, a clock called on Jake Cody. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's not called on him. That's just how long he has taken so far since the 202,000 chip bet.
Call.
He calls.
I don't think I can win. I have a queen.
Queen high for Gus Hansen. And almost a look of relief on Jake Cody. I can't. A pair of 9s for Cody, who also had queen high, but he had the pair of 9s.
So I think Gus seems to be thinking, or seems to have had a plan, and maybe often does in heads-up matches, that he's just going to start out as aggressive as possible, and it often works out. This time he ran into top pair and a big call.
So Gus Hansen put the 22-year-old to the test, and Jake Cody passed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I really do like the way Gus has played so far, even though that may look like a misstep. I think I like the way he played the hand, and I like how aggressive he's played this match.
Well.